Alrighty, all welcome back to the channel. We're back on the internet together again. Today we're talking UBI, AI threatening jobs, the future of the economy. Is it going to be a dystopian future? Then we're going to finish it off with old mate Airbus Elbow becoming best mates with Donald Trump. Alright, let's go.
Enjoying a drink and time with friends could become more commonplace as artificial intelligence threatens to rapidly change millions of jobs.
AI is not only a coming but also a reality.
People are going to lose their jobs and we're going to have to find a way through the transition.
Pretty sure I'm not going to be out smashing piss all day because they're going to have no money. You know, they start going on, ABC really pushing this whole UBI thing. You know what UBI does? It takes away any autonomy of the person to go out and make something of themselves, and you become a subservient slave suckling off the teat of the government. And what you think is going to be some generous UBI? Where does the money come for that from? So if you're getting paid a UBI, where are they getting the income tax from? The tax revenue. So you're going to be getting enough money to go down to the local pub every day and just smash schooners and pints and just live the dream? Don't think so. There's quite a bit of talk of all this AI going to be, culling jobs en masse, hundreds of thousands, millions of people out of work in Australia, potentially hundreds of millions around the world. What are your guys' thoughts on that? I think at the moment it's a bit overblown. Who knows what will happen when it does get to a point where it can perform the functions of a human being and or better and for a lot cheaper. I wonder how long that'll be. It's definitely not coming anytime soon though. If any of you guys have used Copilot or ChatGPT or one of the other ones, you can really tell when someone's generated some work using that sort of software. It still needs to be fact-checked, error-checked, rewritten. So in my opinion, it's a bit of a buzz at the minute. I think AI in terms of automating basic jobs is probably a threat, but more complicated jobs right yet, it's just not there.
Obligation-free payment could provide the safety net we need.
Oh yeah.
If we could have a universal basic income, it's a bet that we can provide meaningful lives for all our citizens.
Oh yeah.
Elon Musk believes it's inevitable.
I don't think we're going to have a choice.
And we have a recent example of why we might need it.
Shutting down. Victoria closes all pubs, clubs and gyms while police set up a new coronavirus task force.
God, don't give me those memories. I'm not even going to go on too much of a rant about that. How quickly people forget. It was only 3 years ago the last of them ended? Or was it in 2022 I think the last of them ended? And they're still pushing for boosters and third boosters and fourth boosters in 2023 to my understanding. So that stuff's still very fresh, but people forget that traumatic experience that everybody was put through, more specifically Victorians. It was absolute torture for a lot of people. So what are they doing now? They've learnt now they can control most people. 9 out of 10 people, they can control them. They're subservient. They will do what they are told. They won't question it, and they'll actively dob in others that they believe are not towing the line. We've seen that. So what's going to happen next? What are they saying here? You're going to be given some money from the government. You're going to be a fully dependent meat bag. I can't see the benefits of the government of giving you a UBI. Where does that UBI come from? And then what happens to the tax revenue once again? I don't think these lefties think it out. So the government has to pay out probably billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars to people, millions of people to survive. Who pays for that? Who pays for that? And then why would anyone want to work then? Why would anyone go and get a job? It's like if you think about it, in my mind, this whole concept is a deliberate attempt to make people dumber and lazier.
Researcher Ben Spies-Butcher says government support during the pandemic was a natural experiment of how a universal basic income could work.
And guess what? We're all going to pay for it big time, and we already are. Life has gotten a lot worse due to that. Free money. Give me some free money. Everyone's lining up outside Centrelink. Oh, I love you, Elbow. You're the best. Or Scott Morrison, or whoever it was that was giving out all the money. Yeah, we love you. Think of all the taxes that are coming in now. All the little stealth taxes as well that are coming in. Everyone's paying. You're all paying for it. It ain't free.
It proved that we could do it because we actually did it.
When COVID forced people to stay home, between 3.6 and 4 million Australians.
The government forced people to stay home, and it was done under duress. COVID didn't force anyone to do anything.
Australians were supported by the JobKeeper payment. A further 2.2 million who received some form of welfare had their income essentially doubled by the coronavirus supplement. At one point, a huge proportion of the adult population was getting a regular, obligation-free payment, which cost nearly $110 billion.
Creating a base that everyone can access without any barriers is really important for a world where things are changing really rapidly, and also where the kinds of risks people are exposed to are changing as well.
Elise Klein and her colleagues found some poverty rates fell from 67% to just 7% when the extra benefits were received, which enabled people to...
Yeah, no shit, because the government was giving them free money. Oh, that's just a groundbreaking analysis there. Well done. As I said, all it does is here, this is Labor. This is Labor, this is the left. It's trying to make people fully dependent on them. That's all it is. And also to garner votes. People want shit for free. Oh, UBI, oh yeah, go buy some Woodstocks. Smash them down the local park while rolling up my chop. Then go bang Shazza on the swing set in the park. What's going on?
Enter the labour market.
That it had huge psychological impacts that helped people feel, that they had dignity again.
The momentum behind universal basic income increased during COVID, when we all learned just how precarious our links to employment can be. With AI, it's back again. But as with all big economic ideas...
Yeah, quite precarious, our link to employment. Yeah, the government literally shut down industry. It locked everybody in their house, made businesses do their dirty work by forcing people to take medicines they might not have wanted to take because they could. Yeah, it's really precarious. Just bad things can happen, Bad things happen. No, don't gloss over that. And there was that report that came out, an interview with Brett Sutton, and he even admitted that a lot of the restrictions they put on people are over the top and not needed in hindsight. There you go.
The big question is, who's going to pick up the tab?
I feel like there's a lot that could be done to automate society and make it that we're less reliant on labour, but we can't do that unless
just lazy blokes not wanting to go have a latte, mate. Go have a latte. Most people with an ounce of go, get up and go, are not going to want to sit home on their ass getting paid by the government to exist.
Aren't scared of it.
There have been more than 160 global studies of UBI in recent decades, involving varying amounts of money.
The biggest one is actually Give Directly in Kenya. That's going on for 12 years, and it's working with 20,000 Kenyans over 200 villages.
Bit of a difference between Kenya and Australia, millions of people.
Preliminary results show huge improvements in people's lives, with fewer child deaths, lower domestic violence, and increased local economic activity. But research on UBI doesn't convince everyone.
What we're not looking at is the costs and the downsides that would come from spending hundreds of billions of dollars.
Humans have long feared machines taking their jobs.
8 years ago, the ABC investigated the possibility of a universal basic income as a response to the rise of machines. Simon Cowan appeared in this report and hasn't changed his view.
Look, if anything, it's probably confirmed some of my scepticism about UBI.
He points to studies showing people withdrawing their superannuation under emergency provisions and spending a lot of it on gambling, alcohol and takeaway food.
That's exactly right. You give people money, they're going to spend what you think people are going to be better with their money because you're giving it to them. It's going to be easy come, easy go. It hasn't been hard won, hard fought for. In one hand, out the other. It's like people taking money out of their superannuation when that was enabled. I think it was... What was that for? It was for property, to my understanding. And emergency withdrawals during COVID, I think, to my understanding as well. And so people were doing that en masse, thinking that was great, free money, you lock it up. It's all locked up, but we're going to get our hands on it. These 25, 35-year-olds, people with no financial literacy, not realising that the value of that money that they've taken would have been incredibly more valuable in the future when they actually needed it. But let's take it out short term, get pierced, go on a holiday somewhere, buy a car.
There's nothing inherently wrong with that, but from the perspective of a policy reform, particularly an enormously expensive one, it's hard to imagine that there's a strong societal benefit.
The machines are getting smarter and changing society. We might have to make changes as well.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Another ABC special. So this one here is it's a sneak peek at the future economy. What's going to happen? Is it going to be a dystopian future? Things are changing rapidly. Technology is changing rapidly. So what is ABC getting us punters, getting us ready for?
From supercomputers to robots, we're processing information faster than ever, and it's set to revolutionise the economy.
We are seeing vast amounts of money being invested in AI, and also we're seeing vast returns.
It's going to affect many people positively.
Now we've been given a glimpse into Australia's future. An economy, IBM Consulting says, is supported by digital workers.
Thousands and thousands and thousands of AI agents that are able to perform tasks, that are going to take essentially end-to-end activities and do the work, do the heavy lifting. So I'll give you a specific example. I will say I want to change Sarah's reporting line from Sarah to Bruce, and it will go into those systems for me in the back end, and it will tell me in a matter of seconds that that is now done.
Modelling.
Pretty good. Pretty good. As I said, a lot of those menial jobs, sort of administrative type work that a lot of people do, those will be the first to go. And there have been articles and news reports that I've seen around, receptionists, medical receptionists, getting done in because they brought a new phone system in and AI that runs that phone system, which more or less does the majority of their job. And they needed to cut back from a team of 6 to a team of 2 or a team of 1 just to manage the system and manage any outlier, pieces of work that couldn't be done by that software. So it is happening. But I think in terms of lawyers and doctors and accountants and all of that, I think it's got a long way to go yet. I think it can maybe help with the efficiency in those jobs. It might maybe reduce future hiring rates. So graduates, I think they're going to cop it because a lot of the graduate type work in office type scenarios a lot of research and things like that can be done by AI. Now, it has to be validated. So once again, to me, it's almost you doubling up on the effort anyway. You may as well not have it right now because a lot of the information that does come out can be bogus. Shit in, shit out, as they say. And they had the Deloitte report that was in the news not too long ago. Deloitte put out some government report, and it had made up references that AI had made up to fake studies and that were supporting the paper that was written. The paper was written by AI. I don't know. So I think there's going to be a lot more of those little scandals and scenarios as well. So it's definitely human intervention, very heavy-handed human intervention still required to even trust it. I don't think you can't even trust it at the moment. I've used it in the workplace. I don't think it's any good. I sort of refuse at the moment. I think it spits out absolute rubbish.
done by the Australian Finance Industry Association found that scaling or expanding the use of AI just in the finance sector could add $60 billion to the economy over the next decade.
We're not really seeing its impact in the data just yet, but I'm not surprised by that. It's clearly here. It's clearly an incredibly powerful technology.
A powerful technology that IBM says will infiltrate just about every part of the economy.
Any business that has knowledge workers will see enormous benefit associated with AI. So it could be accountants, it could be lawyers, it could be consultants like me. Anybody that relies on experience, pattern recognition, they're going to be so much more adept at their roles with AI than they are without them.
IBM predicts huge gains in diagnostic medicine, medical services, as well as tailored learning at school or university. But achieving what's possible, Toby Walsh says, needs way more investment.
We are somewhat lagging behind. We're not seeing the investments that we're seeing in other
countries. I work in corporate. I can tell you now, business, it's all the buzzword at the moment. Everyone's talking about it, but no one knows how to really get the value capture out of it. You get large corporates, they're wanting to get, like that guy, consultants coming in and trying to implement AI solutions to reduce headcount, drop operational costs. You got businesses that just want to use it internally to maybe improve the employee experience. But they're not really seeing the value capture, not able to quantify what that value is at this point in time in a dollar perspective. So it's very early on. A lot of money needs to be spent. As I said, I think I'm just going to make a punt, just the average bloke on the street that I am. Let's give it another 5 at least before it really starts making waves, I think.
Countries, we're not seeing the government make the sorts of commitments that we're seeing in other countries. The spoil is being captured by a few, mostly North American companies, and that wealth not being distributed more equally.
Ultimately, you're seeing the strong get stronger, and it's a have and a have-nots. And that's really the reality of what's happening with AI, but I believe it's going to spread second, third, fourth derivatives.
Put another way, some analysts believe the huge financial AI windfalls currently being enjoyed by the world's billionaires will trickle down to the household sector in coming years. It's something the Reserve Bank says it would welcome with open arms.
That would be transformative, and that would be fantastic for the economy and for the country. It will improve our living standards and just mean that we can make some choices about what we want to do and how we want to do it. And if you've got
sounds like a pipe dream to me. It sounds too good to be true, right? If something sounds too good to be true, like, oh, you're going to have all this time, you're going to get all this money, you have to do nothing for it. Come on. Come on. I'm smelling bullshit with that. Anyway, I've been ranting on enough about this particular topic. Let's jump on to Albo. Good old Airbus Albo met his best mate, Donald Trump, finally. It's been all over the news lately that he hasn't met him. He's been in office for months, and now he wants to prove it. So we've got the Kenny report here. Let's have a chat through this. These guys always rip in. They love bagging out on Albo. And the thing is, too, he doesn't make it hard. Anthony Albanese does not make it hard to not like him. For most people, anyway.
Well, we've got Justin Smith, columnist and broadcaster and author, as ever joining us from the wonderful city of Melbourne. Good to see you again, Justin.
Melbourne.
On the desk here with me, we've got Sky News contributor James Bolt. Let's get your thoughts first up, gentlemen, about the events in New York City. And we're going to start off with this wonderful image. It'll gladden the hearts of people around the world, of course. The selfie posted by our own Prime Minister, proving, I think he's ducked down to Madame Tussauds there, hasn't he, Justin?
Oh, that's a bit rough, mate. So Donald Trump's about 6'3" or 6'4", so his elbow, is he standing in front there to look taller? Or his elbow 6'3" and absolutely shredded? His elbow jacked and we just don't know it? I reckon it could be. That's how you got the younger girlfriend or the younger wife, or I don't know if he's married or not. Maybe he's ripped.
To pretend he's caught up with... No, he's very, very keen to show the world that he did manage to catch up
I've
with
got some
Trump
friends.
face to face. He obviously hasn't got as much teeth whitener as Donald Trump, but they did get to meet, however fleetingly.
Although he doesn't have as much tan either, although I might mention that nobody in the known universe has as much tan as the Orange Prince or that particular shade. I've got to say this, though. I don't think, gentlemen, that I've ever, and help me out here, I don't think I've ever seen Anthony Albanese look happier than he does at that particular moment. Even when he won the last election, he didn't actually look that happy. There was so much pressure on him to finally say, look, it's almost like those hostage proof of life photos.
Yeah.
You know, he said, look, I do actually know him and he knows me as well. It's an extraordinary shot.
It's like a guy who's trying to get a selfie with a hot chick and put it on his Instagram or his Facebook or whatever it is. Hey guys, I'm with chicks. People want to know me.
It is. Look at that smile. You can't.
And given the...
I'd call that a grimace. I wouldn't even call that a real smile.
Part of the reason Albanese won a second term is because he so successfully associated the coalition with Trump, James. If I was Andrew Hurst at Liberal Party headquarters, I'd be looking at getting billboards made up of Albo with Trump.
Can't you hear the collective cringe from every single Labor backbencher? I mean, Donald Trump is the enemy. This is the scourge of the free world.
Is this Andrew Bolt's kid, or is that just a coincidence? I'm not up to date with the nepotism, but it seems like a pretty big coincidence. Got old Jimmy Bolt. Sounds a lot like Andrew. You would have heard a lot of Andrew's ranting growing up. So it's a lifetime of training there.
And it's destined to destroy Australia with tariffs and bring on all these culture wars. And there's Albanese. There's Albanese. Hey, this is my guy. I mean, I'm like Justin. I'm surprised he didn't make Donald Trump hold up a copy of the day's newspaper.
Yeah. And I just feel sorry for that waitress with a tray of 6 glasses of punch that Albo knocked over trying to get to Donald Trump for that photo. No, I just made that story up. That didn't happen as far as I'm aware. But let's have a look at this other bit of Albo where there was this amazing exchange with Latika Burke from the 7 Network over
This is classic. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but watch Albo get his feathers ruffled.
Access Anthony Albanese had to Donald Trump's mobile phone. Have a look.
During the election campaign, you said on the 7th debate that Donald Trump didn't have a mobile. Since then, we've seen...
I did not say that. I did not say that. Don't verbal me, but yeah.
Well, what do you think he said?
Well, I didn't say that.
Yeah, I'm not going to bullshit you. That's the old Albo thing. When he said, I'm not here to bullshit you. He got busted. Have a look at his face. Sprung.
He said, I did not say that Donald Trump didn't have a mobile phone, but, well, here's what he said.
Just quickly, you got his number? You texting?
I'm not sure that he has a mobile phone, the US president.
Pretty sure. Who doesn't have a mobile phone? Pretty sure Donny Boy would have one. Or several.
There you go. Well, was he caught out there? Was he not speaking the truth? He changed his tune halfway through the answer. And he said, I didn't say that about 4 times. And then said, well, if I did say it, I was joking.
Just reaching through the memory box like, oh no. But honestly, that is just so Albanese, just the thin-skinned way he treats reporters. It's just so combative. And to think on such a day of success for him, he's still just got that quick trigger anger the second a reporter gets under his skin. It's weird.
Yeah, Justin, I don't think anybody who was ever on Twitter, now called X, could ever have questioned the fact that Donald Trump had instant access to a mobile phone 24/7. Yes.
I was just about to say that. Donald Trump's a prolific poster on social media, whether it's him or whether it's someone who is employed by him to write like him. Because, you got to think about it, because he is prolific on social media, putting a lot of posts out. Now, do you think he would have all the time to do that? Very interesting. Very interesting to see if he'd actually have that time. Is it actually him or not? Maybe it is. Maybe he doesn't sleep. Going to leave it there, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the content today. If you have any video ideas, put them in the comments. Always read them. So thank you all very much for watching. See you in the next clip.